And this is Judge Alyssa Perez again, resuming the criminal docket for the 210th District Court for May 31st. I'll go ahead and calling cause number 2022-0D01303, State of Texas versus Jesus Alberto Carpio Saldana. May I have announcements, please?
Roa King for the State of Texas.
And Mr. Carpio is appearing remotely, utilizing the assistance of a court interpreter. Mr. Derek Ginata, I believe, was he retained or court appointed, Mr. Carpio? Did you hire him or did the court assign him to represent you?
Me asignaron a él.
Okay. And so, Mr. Marufo and Ms. Hernandez, will you just, for purposes of the record, let me know what efforts you have made to contact Mr. Ginata's office? And Mr. Ginata.
Yes, Judge. I have called his office 3 times since 10 o'clock, no answer. And his mailbox is full, so I can't leave a message, Judge.
Ms. Hernandez?
Mr. Marufo went ahead and called just now, Judge.
Myrna, I need you to select the English function, please. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Judge, so Mr. Marufo called right now. The only time I spoke to them was this morning, and I spoke to a woman. I didn't get her name, but she was aware of the hearing.
Okay, and did she indicate that Mr. Ginata would be appearing?
Yes, because she asked if they were in person or by Zoom, and I told her everything was going to be by Zoom.
Okay. I believe we had these set, let me see, for a status conference on May 19th. I'm not sure if that is a day that someone else may have covered the court docket. But Mr. Marufo, do you have any notes on whether Mr. Ginata appeared at that time?
Yes, Judge. He did not appear, Judge.
Okay. So the court will be ordering Mr. Ginata removed from Mr. Carpio's case per the local rules for non-appearance. And Ms. Hernandez, so Mr. Carpio, what that means is, as he was a court-appointed attorney, and for my purposes here, you know, we've had him not appear more than once. I am going to appoint you another attorney, okay? Let me go ahead and get a list from my staff, and I will appoint another attorney. You have an arraignment, which is, I don't know why it's set for arraignment. We may have had just a reset of trials, but we are set for another court hearing on June 2nd. That's just in a couple of days. And so I'm going to ask that you return at that point. By that time, you will have another court-appointed attorney who will be here to appear to represent you. Okay?
De acuerdo.
All righty. So we'll just move forward to the next setting, which is June 2nd at 9:30 a.m. Mr. Carpio, you will be required to appear on that date, the same as you have today, and we'll go ahead and get this squared away. All righty?
De acuerdo.
Thank you very much for appearing today.
Disculpe, ¿sería por Zoom o sería en el paso?
It is by Zoom, exactly as you did today.
Okay, está bien.
All right, we'll see you on Thursday. Thank you very much, Mr. Carpio.
De nada.
Okay, now let me just ask, does anybody else need the interpreter? Okay. Ms. Santos, I think you're in the clear. Thank you very much for your assistance today.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so I have a feeling we should go Mr. Gonzalez and then Mr. Marquez. So let's do that.
Okay, Judge. In cause number 2020-0D01783, State of Texas versus Jane of Cato. Announcement of counsel, please.
Roa King for the State of Texas.
Daniel Gonzalez on behalf of Ms. Avocato, Your Honor.
By any chance, is she here, Mr. Marufo?
No, Your Honor, we advise her to call in.
Okay, all right. So we're here, final hearing plea deadline, Ms. King?
Your Honor, I believe it was, my system is actually loading, but I
Okay.
believe, give me 1 second. I don't know.
Is
if-
this the one that's co-defendant to Ms. Guevara? Okay,
Yes, Your Honor. Let's see.
and Ms. Guevara is pleading this, supposed to plead this afternoon. So I don't know, has there been any movement on this one?
Judge, she didn't show up to the appointment again.
Your Honor, I did, the rec is gonna be credit for time served with the family violence findings for Class A.
Okay. So we're going to reset the final hearing plea deadline. I know we had your motion to withdraw. I believe it was outstanding or I denied it. We're going to have this final hearing plea deadline reset for Thursday at 10 a.m. Ms. Avocato is required to appear. So are you having any success leaving messages even though she's not cooperating? Do we still have a good number on her?
Yes,
Things
Your
like
Honor,
that?
I have an email for her, and yes, we have a good number for her. Just frustrating that I block out an hour of my time to meet with her, and she just doesn't show up.
Ms. Hernandez or Mr. Marufo, have we heard, I know Ms. Avocato tends to call the court. Have we had any recent communications from her?
No, Judge, she has not checked in for this week.
Okay, so
I have
I
not,
know,
Judge.
okay, so I'm gonna do that, Mr. Gonzalez, just for me to cover my bases, see if we can get the information regarding the hearing to her. If not, we're just looking at a warrant. I think she's somebody who's been, on and off in terms of her ability to cooperate with her case. So do that at 10 o'clock Thursday.
And just briefly, Judge, I'm gonna see if I'm gonna try to reach out to her again right now. And Ms. Keene, the assault family violence finding, she's not related to the complainant witness.
Let me see.
She was friends with the co-defendant.
I apologize. I meant to say deadly weapon findings, not family violence findings.
I'll try, Judge.
All right, we'll do what we
I
gotta do.
mean, I'm really
Thursday.
trying, and I'm very patient, but it's the disrespect for my time is really starting to bother me.
I understand.
I'll try to get it done for you, Judge. I will.
All right, we'll do our best. If not, it is what it is. All righty, thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
Excuse?
You may?
Thank you.
All right, now let's
Yes,
get to
everybody.
Mr. Marcus. Take care.
In cause number 2019-0D00815, State of Texas versus James Edward Hilliard. Announcement of council, please.
Roa King for the state of Texas.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning, Ms. King. Daniel Marquez on behalf of Mr. Hilliard. Can you hear me okay, Your Honor?
Yes, sir, thank you. All right, let me pull this case up.
Your Honor, Mr. Hilliard did try to check in this morning, but was having difficulty. I'm trying to get in touch with him to check in, but
Sure.
I guess he
Mr.
wasn't.
Marcus,
I'm
Mr.
sorry.
Marcus, I did
Yes.
see him in the waiting room,
Okay,
so he's good to go. Thank you.
okay. Does that suffice for you, Judge, or do you want me to try and get
Yeah,
him off?
that's, no, that's fine by me. I didn't know if you wanted him here. If you do, just, shoot him a text or something, tell him to come back in and if he wants to be present.
I think he's at work, Judge.
He is, okay. So, all right. Status conference. When do you guys want to be reset for trial if you haven't figured something else out?
Your Honor, I have one of the agents on the case. He has a July 11 to July 17. He will be out of the country. So anytime other than that week works for me.
Mr. Marcus, tell me a little bit about scheduling or any other issues.
Your Honor, that week of, so July 11th through 17th is available or not available?
That's when, I apologize.
No, I'm just gonna throw out there, for the court's purposes, July is probably out the window. As Ms. King is aware, the court's docket in terms of trials is quite full for July. So, I don't think we need to even talk about July, but let me, is there any time that is like particularly not workable for your client? Oh, too late, Myrna. Sorry about that. Let me see. Let me get to the court's calendar.
Your Honor, sometime after August, I've got 2 cases in trial, one in New Mexico, one in El Paso involving the death of a child, both set for trial in August. So if there's anything after that in September or October.
Okay, let me go back. I'm starting to look just about when you're telling me. That's not gonna work. Let's see, August. Just give me 1 second. I think we can look at September 30th. How does that look for you all?
Works for the state.
Could even do September 23rd. So let's, how does September 23rd look for you, Mr. Marquez?
That's open, Your Honor.
This is what I would like to do. I'm going to specially set him for September 23rd and September 30th. Now, with that said, we're going to need to have a hearing with respect to the complainant's statement prior to the actual trial. So let's look at, I think we could do the 22nd, or let me get the 21st. We'll do the 22nd because I know your client will be coming from out of town, right, Mr. Marcus? So I don't want to push it too far out in terms of them having to take time off.
Of September, Your Honor?
Yes. So we'll do basically kind of like an outcry hearing on the 22nd of September. That will be at 1:30. And we'll also use it for any other matters that you all want to be heard prior to jury selection. So, Mr. Marufo, what that means is I would like, let me now go to the other logistical, just trying to boo, the 205th has it. Okay, so we need to be a backup on the 23rd of September and a backup on the 30th for Commissioner's Court, but we still need to make a, God, they even have Commissioner's Court on Wednesday, Thursday. Okay. Shoot, if we're gonna have that hearing on the 22nd, we probably need to do it on the 21st. Our separate request, Mr. Marufo, will be for 4 panels again. 2 on the 22nd, 2 on the 23rd, and then 2 on the 29th and 2 on the 30th. I hate to do that again because I was not a big fan. I just think it's very tedious, but I'm showing Commissioner's Court already reserved all of those weeks, Thursdays and Fridays. I will still request to be backup. But we will have to move the outcry hearing to Wednesday, the 21st, Myrna, at 1:30. Because in the event we don't get commissioners and we have to use the courtroom, we will be doing that on Thursdays of each of the respective weeks and then Fridays. If we can get Commissioner's Court I guess this is going to be a complicated request, Mr. Marufo. And I don't know how jury hall is going to want to handle it. We certainly need the 4 panels if we're not going to have a stab at Commissioner's Court. But if we can get Commissioner's Court, we need to be back up on the 22nd and the 23rd. And then the 29th is open. So we can request Commissioner's Court on the 29th. So maybe we don't have to select 2 panels that day. And then we can be back up on the 30th and then have 2 separate panels on the 30th. So it's going to be a little, if we have to get to the second week because we can't do it the first week, then we should be able to reserve Commissioner's Court for the 29th and then 2 panels or back up to the 41st on the 30th. It's messy. I'm sorry. Just know I'm going to try and not do the 4 panel thing again if I can avoid it. If I can get you guys 1 panel in Commissioner's Court per day, that is going to be my preference unless you all have any concerns about that. I just think based on what we went through last time, it's exhausting for you all to have to pick off of 4 panels, but it might be what we end up with. Okay. I hate to tell you that, but it might be where we are.
Yes, Your Honor.
We will set through the requests, but know that we will do then the hearing on the 21st just to avoid any over jury selection. Okie doke. Now, in the interim, there's Mr. Hilliard. Mr. Hilliard, this is Judge Perez. I'm going to leave it to your attorney to explain all the complications with the dates that we have in terms of the court has in terms of jury panels, but we do have our dates at the end of September. I will rely on Mr. Marcus to update you on those. Anything you wanted from your client, Mr. Marcus? If not, for me, you know, just if you all have motions on anything else that can be heard well ahead of that, send them over to the court and we will schedule them.
Will do, Your Honor. I don't have anything for Mr. Hilliard. May I excuse him?
Absolutely. Mr. Hilliard, you're good to go. All right. Also, if for whatever reason you have any issues with witnesses and those dates, let the court know sooner than later. So Ms. King, if you have some difficulties there, I'm kind of setting those 2 dates just so we cover all our bases. Even in the event that we have another issue, we're going to have our backup date the following week. So if we have any problems with that first trial, you got another one at the end of that week if we need to go there.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All righty. Anything else? If not, y'all are excused.
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Have a good day.
You too. I see Mr. Quinata logged in.
Judge, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Quinata. I had you down 2 no-shows from last week on
gosh.
Mr. Carpio, or 2 weeks ago on Mr. Carpio, and then this morning we had made many contacts to your office. And so on Mr. Carpio's case, I have removed you. It
Okay.
is barely at an arraignment, but I will remind you that you have, and these were resets from the 19th as well. You have Mr. Eduardo Davila. And then I thought there was one more, Marcus Peoples.
And then those are both court appointed, Judge. I'm not sure if you would like to see if we can get him another court appointed attorney, Judge, or I'm not sure how you would how the court wants to proceed.
By telling me that, are you telling me that there is no resolution on these cases?
As of today, Judge, I definitely don't want to mislead nor misrepresent, but I'd like to see if I could maybe have one last conversation with Ms. King and these gentlemen, see maybe we can set it for a plea and have somebody step in for me to effectuate that plea.
So I don't have a problem if you all, I mean, you know, you're good to go today, but yeah, I'll be, if we don't have some disposition, you know, obviously we'll be, if you're court appointed on both, then I'll be reappointing counsel, but I need you to appear. So it's at 3 o'clock this afternoon on my jail docket. Do what you want to do with Ms. King in terms of working those things, those cases. But after today, obviously, if we don't get them resolved today, then the court will reappoint. So I expect to see you at 3 o'clock if that's what you're telling me.
Thank you, Judge. I appreciate the court. I have
Okay.
excuse, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. We'll see you at 3 o'clock.
All right.
Thank you. Okay.